Te deva siddha parigita pavitra gatha. Ye sadavaha samadrisho bhagavat prapannaha. Tanopasida harer gadaya vigupta. Tanopasidata hare gadaya vigupta. Naisham vayam nacha vayha prabhavam dandhe. My dear servant, please do not approach such devotees, for they have fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are equal to everyone, and their narrations are sung by the demigod and the inhabitant of Siddhaloka. Please do not even go near them. They are always protected by the club of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore Lord Brahma and I, and even time factor, are not competent to chastise them. So who is speaking to whom? Some of you have... Okay. So there's a whole scene, let us understand. Scene is that Ajamila was a Brahmana, pious Brahmana, young man, but somehow he fell in for a prostitute. He abandoned his wife, abandoned his parents at old age, helpless parents, and to maintain that prostitute did every kind of sinful activity, has 10 children from that prostitute. Abominable life. Even today we will spit at such a man, correct? But even though everybody was spitting at him, one person was thinking how to save him now. Who is that? God. Narayana was thinking how to save him. Just like at home, a child might have degraded as much. The mother really thinking he can become all right. Correct? That hope is there. Therefore, Krishna teaches us in the life, always, he is the best friend. Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Suhridam sarva bhutanam. Krishna says, I am your best friend. Actually, somewhere in the life, God teaches. He is your best friend. He still is thinking how to rescue him now. He is going into a very difficult condition. Because the result of this will be terrible. What he is doing. Every action is a reaction. A terrible reaction he has to take for others. How do you save him now? So he gave him some benediction. What? The last child, he inspired him to name him Narayana. So Ajamila now, he slipped, rough calculation we can take, 20-year-old. He was already married, but previously people used to marry quite early. My mother was married when she was 16-year-old. My grandmother was married when she was 9-year-old. And I think you will have similar situation. And quite early. I was born, my mother was 16-year-old that time. Something like that. 67. So the situation is that, so take it 20, Ajamila. And it is 88 years when this happens, his death. So the last child was just 2-3 years old because he was hardly able to utter the words properly. So around 85 years. 65 years he slipped. Can you imagine? 65 years. Sometimes we do not understand. Little carelessness, then to come back takes a lot of time. He just went to the forest to collect flowers for worship at home, and there he heard some giggling sound. He thought, what I have to do with it? Then he thought, nothing will happen to me. Just 1 minute I'll see what's there. And that 1 minute he went to see the scene where a prostitute is embracing a man in the middle of the forest. And that 1 minute destroyed us. For 65 years, his life is destroyed. Correct? Sometimes they say, no, 1 moment is enough to destroy us. Little mistake, and we think nothing will happen to me, nothing will happen to me. Every day we know, little mistake you will be finished. But you think, and at the same time, devotee, if he is a devotee, doesn't ask, my Lord, please protect me from that. No, sir. My Lord, please punish me. When a mistake happens, we should have proper meditation. There was one king called Parikshit Maharaj. And Parikshit Maharaj, what happened was, He went to the forest. He was very thirsty, because the king's responsibility was to maintain law and order even in the forest. Today in the city they cannot maintain law and order. So when he was coming back, he was feeling very thirsty. He saw a hermitage of a sage, Samika Rishi. So he went inside that hermitage and he asked, "Can you give me water?" And the Samika Rishi was sitting in meditation with the great sage. He did not take notice. He again shouted, "Can you give me water?" Because the king is used to ordering. But he somehow lost discretion. He's dealing with a sage. He should not behave like this. He's not a servant. And anyway, you are entering somebody's house. You cannot shout like this. So Samika Rishi was in deep meditation. He could not hear. He got so angry that when somebody neglects you, you always become angry. That's our nature. Particularly a king will get very angry. Okay? So what happens? He went and he saw a dead snake. So he said, "Acha, I'm going to punish you like this. You gave me a cold reception, I give you a cold reception." He took the dead snake with his, sword or whatever, put it around his neck as a, to give you back something. And I'll also give you back. And then he walked away. It was a moment of complete lack of discretion from him. He should have never done that. Neither you can enter somebody's house. You have no right to enter somebody's house. On top of you, shout at somebody. On top of it, a great sage, you dishonor him like this. So, but overall, if you look at his life, he never done things like this. The first time a lack of discretion happens from him. You see how he does now. So when he's on his chariot on the back to his kingdom, he is a grandson of Arjuna. He's not an ordinary person. He's the one took throne after Pandavas retired. Parikshit Maharaj, a great king, very great king. So when he was coming back, his lack of discretion, he remembered now. He understood what blunder he has done. And he asked the Lord, "Please punish me so severely that I never do such a thing again." And it so happened that the son of the sage, Samika Rishi's sage called Shringi, came to know this happened to my father, because some people would have watched king, some bystanders, audience, they didn't have no courage to say anything, So and he came to know, and he was taking bath in a river, and he was informed, the king came and insulted your father like this. He was so powerful, he cursed the king to death. Let the king die by the snake bite within 7 days to death. And now when he came house, what happened when he came to the house? He saw his father with the garland, snake garland, and he started crying. So Samika Rishi came into external consciousness, because son was saying, "Oh, Papa, what they did to you?" And he was like crying. So father now came to external consciousness. He saw a snake around him, dead. Just kept it aside. So what happened? They insulted you like this, and I have cursed him. He'll die within 7 days. So my God, such a great king, and a death penalty for such a small offense. Like that. He was very upset why you have done this. Anyway, as a matter of course, it called somebody, informed the king that you have a curse within 7 days. Now Parikshit Maharaj, being an emperor, could have killed the child who cursed him like that. He could have counter cursed, because you can bless or curse when you have some punya. You cannot bless. If I have money, I can give to somebody. If I don't have money, I can't give. So you can share your punya if you want. Therefore, when somebody used to be very difficult condition, previously people used to pray for him. My Lord, give all my punya to him. Please let him not suffer like this. You can do, if you have, provided you have. You don't have, you cannot give. So if you have tapasya, just like Gandhari, she had great tapasya, then also it creates punya. You can bless. She blessed Duryodhana. Practically, he was invincible after that, our blessing. So if we have, we can give. Don't have, we cannot give. So now he could have even counter cursed. He could have also counter curse Shringi. He could have even repulsed the curse because he was not ordinary, he was a grandson of Pandavas. But he said no. Why? He was meditating, I did a sin, I should be punished so severely that I do not do it again. So therefore, that's a mark of a devotee. Devotee does not ask the Lord, my Lord, it will not happen again, sorry. That's fine, my Lord, please punish me. Just like in there are two kinds of, you can say, students in the class. When he does a mistake, madam, sorry. That's the third rate. Yes, sir, I did mistake. Please tell me the consequences. Now he will going to improve. Correct? Sometimes parents also, child does a mistake. Please forgive me, not do again. No? Even the child is not going to grow if you do that. My dear son, face the consequences now. You've done a mistake. Then the child will grow. Correct? Yes. Please tell me what is the punishment. There is another example now. There was a person called Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur is one of the greatest person in Lord Chaitanya's entourage. This is, Lord Chaitanya's movement. 500 years ago. Haridas Thakur was a Muslim by birth. But when he came to meet Lord Chaitanya, he started chanting 192 rounds per day. Practically whole day he used to chant. And after finishing his japa, he used to eat little. Lord Chaitanya was so happy with him. Even though he was born Muslim, he called him Namacharya. He gave him the greatest title of his time. Correct? There is a title given to people. You are now engineer. That is the title. ER. Nobody writes it. Useless. See, DR doctors write. ER nobody writes. Correct? Neither there is registration of engineers in India. Doctors you have to register before practicing. Some countries they have registration also. And if you make a bridge which collapses, they take away your registration. There are some system. In India there is, I think, so many engineers. Everybody named ER only. So anyway. So he gave the title Namacharya. Your authority of the Nama, holy name. Acharya of the holy name. He became very dear to Lord Chaitanya because of his tapasya. Not only that, he became very famous. But the Muslim kings at that time, 500 years ago, was Muslim rule. They were not very happy about this. And the head person in his place said, beat him. He called him. He said, you are Muslim. Why are you chanting holy name of God? Rama or Krishna. So what's the difficulty? So many Hindus are now chanting Allah's name. You converted them. What's the problem if one person chants the Krishna's name? And anyway, it's God's name. Why your difficulty? He became so angry that he said, beat him to death in the marketplace. The 22 marketplaces, take him and beat him to death so that nobody dares to do this. Correct? Crazy ruler. So now what happened? How did Haridas Thakur take it? When he was taken to the marketplace and took the sticks out, Haridas Thakur said, I deserve more. This is nothing. And they started caning him. It's true. The Lord came to protect him invisibly. Nothing happened to him. Actually, after 22 marketplaces, they beat. They fainted, those who were beating. But nothing happened. He did not get a single mark because he was having protection of the Lord. But what was he meditating? That's important. He was constantly meditating, I deserve more. And there is no fault of these people. My Lord, please don't punish them. That's the mark of a great person. Even Jesus Christ, when they were crucifying him, he said, my Lord, please forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. Correct? That's the mark of a great man. But personally, a devotee always feels, my Lord, I should be punished. That this today's shloka is about protection. Please understand this point. A devotee is not scared of punishment. No, sorry. No. What is the punishment? I'll undergo that. It's not the devotee saying, my Lord, so much I did, please forgive me. No. That is Krishna. That is on his part. When you behave like that, the person will forgive you immediately. Correct? Will give you protection. But if you say, no, it will not happen again, and you do again, and it will not happen again do you. Like some people do that. They go to place of worship. They do all the week, they do whatever nonsense, and they tell the priest, see, I did this. Okay, $100 fine. And he $100 fine ho gaya. And they forget everything. Correct? No. That is not your attitude. See, I did this mistake, my Lord. it happened. Please tell me what punishment I should undergo. That is called prayashita. So that I don't do such a thing again. I should not do such a thing. Like Parikshit Maharaj himself being an emperor, look at the humility. What we do mistake. First we don't agree we have done a mistake. We try to justify. Actually this. We never feel. But if all of us do mistake, except admit I did a mistake, and then what should I do so that I don't do such a mistake again? Such a wonderful. These are actually the heroes. These are the ideals actually. Now the Lord's protection is always there. Let me just meditate few minutes on protection. In the society first, the protection should be given to the children. Because if they're protected, they'll be great citizens of the country. And they're also, most important, become great devotees of the Lord. Correct? The samskara means training. They have to be trained. Therefore, they need protection. If there is no protection for the children, how can you train them? There has to be protection for because they are helpless. They cannot protect themselves. The old people, they should be protected. If they get protection, they can prepare for God realization. The woman should get protection. Okay, all these sections are, they're helpless. They cannot protect themselves. Particularly woman is called abala. Why she should get protection? Because then she can take care of the family. And if she has a protection, the children will come out wonderful. Correct? She can do her responsibility very properly. The Brahmana should be protected, the saints, because they are also helpless. But what is the contribution? They can teach the Vedic knowledge to the society. Correct? So the different levels of protection was given. Cows should be protected because miracle food, the milk will come out. If cows are not protected, milk is 50 rupees per liter now. And if you want, the original cow milk, be ready. Any amount they charge, any amount. What we get is a mix of everything, and what all they do in the KMF, we do not know. But if you say, I want to have pure milk, how much you have to pay nowadays? Pure ghee. Normal ghee you get from KMF is one, but you say pure cow ghee, how much you have to pay? There is no protection of the cows. If the cows are protected, in fact, the cows grow exponentially because every year they'll give one. In fact, I was telling you how the cow dung, in fact, just yesterday night I read about this, that many malls have started selling cow urine now because the value is going up. The cow urine sell for something like 300 rupees per liter after filtering. They say now milk is a secondary, urine has become the real business. And many, nowadays we have the big retail enterprises. They took it up because awareness is increasing about a natural healing of cow urine, cow dung. So anyway, so cows should be protected because it gives so many benefits. Today, seeing a cow means you have to go to a zoo or something. You cannot see cow in the city. Mangalore is different. In North India, you go to the vegetable market, you will see 20 sitting here and there. It's little more free there. Here we do not see them. So these all sections should be protected. Protection is very important. Now Prabhupada quotes a very famous verse in this connection. He says, Deha patra kalatradishu atma saineshu asatsu api taseva nidhanam pashan apina pashyati. He says, generally, we all know we need protection. Why? We have old days coming, we have diseases coming, and we have death coming, and then rebirth. So we all need protection. Why? Padam padam yat vipadam natesha. Every step there is danger in this world. This is also reasonable. Any step there is danger. In front of the temple only, I told you that day somebody died. Just one bus went over. It's quite common. Now I think the road is a bit safer. They have done a barricade in between. Previously, two-way, so many accidents. So anyway, it can happen. So many people die in the bathroom, they slip and they die. Actually, Prahlad Maharaj says, Tatasadu manye asuravarya dehinam sada samudvigna dhyam asatgraham. Everybody is in tension here. Samudvigna means is in tension, is disturbed. Dhyam asatgrahat. Asat means which is not permanent, which is temporary. He is trying to make a house in a temporary place. Graha. If you are trying to make a settlement in a temporary place, if you are trying to make a permanent settlement in a temporary place, you will be in anxiety. Really? Back of the mind, all of us are in anxiety. But then our protection is foolish. Deha patra kalatradishu. We think that this body is a protection. No. Any time it is made of bones and tubes and veins, one has to get little disturbed, we will be on the bedridden. Deha patra kalatradishu. We think my wife is a protection. She cannot protect you. All when we are in such condition. I was reading one case recently. One lady went into some kind of a coma, where she can hear everybody, but she cannot respond. She got some kind of a stroke at the spine, so it comes to kind of vegetable condition. So around her, all of the relatives are there, but they can just cry at the condition. They cannot help him. Correct? It's true in her case how mother persisted, and slowly she pulled her out of that, even though the doctor said no, nothing can be done. She pulled her out of that, with all effort. She is still but able to do much better than before. So when a condition comes like this, where very terribly sick or something, family members can only cry. They cannot give you complete protection. Deha patra kalatradeshu. Adishu means my own children's, my bank account. Ye dhana yavana putra parijana iteke acha paratiti re. We think my money will protect me. It cannot protect you. Yavana, I am young now, I have some energy. Many people in the morning, they run on the road. They think good health will protect me. Not sure, because many healthy people die in so many ways. Ye dhana yavana putra. My children will protect me. They can also not protect you. Nowadays, so very funny children. Putra to will not be there with you. He will be far away. If he is, enterprising, he'll land up in America somewhere, very far away. Deha patra kalatara, nedhana yavana putra parijana. My relatives. Sometimes we have some uncle who is some big man, big minister. We think he will protect me. He can also not protect. So deha patra kalatradeshu atma saineshu asatsu api. They are not protection. Asatsu mean we can actually intelligently see they cannot protect me. Pashan api na pashyati. I can't see even though I am seeing. So कुछ बोलते ना कभी कभी दिखने रहा क्या बोलते हैं ना. You are walking on the road, truck is coming and somebody is walking. क्या दिखता नहीं क्या truck आ रहा है. So similarly Bhagavatam says दिखता नहीं क्या, sorry, that these things are not protection. Now there is another verse, we'll conclude with this. This is a prayer to Narasimhadev. I don't remember the exact words, but Prahlad Maharaj says to Narasimhadeva, my dear Lord, the persons who are neglected by you have no protection. That's why he prayed to Narasimhadeva for protection. Correct? He came and protected Prahlad Maharaj. For devotees, he is a protector.